The Constituency Development Fund, CDF, was first introduced to Zambia in 1995 as a means to encourage local development in rural and urban communities across the country.
Where the government has not attended to particular issues in a constituency, members of parliament came up with this particular initiative of a Constituency Development Fund. So it has from inception been a fund that was intended to attend to local issues, and by local I mean constituency-wide issues.
The original scope of the CDF was to cover local projects at the community level with an allocation amounting to 1.6 million kwacha per constituency. The main challenge was the size of the fund, which limited the scale and number of projects that could be undertaken in comparison to the development needs prevalent in the communities. In the 2022 Zambia National Budget, CDF saw an unprecedented increase in the size of funding and scope of its mandate. CDF has been increased to 25.7 million kwacha per constituency, and in the 2023 budget, it now sits at 28 million kwacha.
The effect of that is people or citizens are now able to aim higher in terms of what they can utilize the Constituency Development Fund for. When you look at the historical use of Constituency Development Fund, it used to be market shelters, mourners shelters at hospitals, mothers shelters at maternity wings of hospitals. It was these what you'd call comparatively smaller initiatives or projects that CDF used to address in the past. But now it has grown to the extent that CDF can now be used for road construction, for example, bridge rehabilitation, school construction, hospital construction. So the scope of work that CDF can now attend to has tremendously changed.
A long time ago, we never knew how to monitor the money. We were not even asked. Sometimes we just saw a project coming within our community, not knowing, not even asking for it. So most of the projects that were coming were very relevant because we never asked for them. People in Lusaka were planning for us, but now we are planning for ourselves. We are deciding our own destiny.
So when you have CDF that happens, and if it is respected, the people's choices are respected at what level, then essentially what is happening is that you are strengthening the concept or the principles of decentralization.
It's like a dream because looking at where we came from with the little CDF that we have been funded up to what we have now, it has really helped the community. Us as councillors on the grassroots, we've seen there's a big change.
More youth are now interested in developmental activities than playing around. And through CDF, we've managed to empower women groups. Some are in poetry, some are in piggery, some are in silk. Whatever they feel like doing, they apply. Then through CDF, we do help.
Be it a rural constituency, be it an urban constituency, it is the same amount of money, which is fair play for all of us.
The expanded scope of the CDF covers 3 specific areas: community projects, secondary boarding school and skills development bursaries, and youth, women, and community empowerment. Let's travel together to different constituencies to understand where is our money, and let's have a look at various success stories across the country thanks to the CDF. Community projects are projects which are identified by the communities in their wards for the benefit of the wider community.
All the wards in the constituency will come up with project proposals as well as their budgets, which they submit to the Constituency Development Fund Committee, the CDFC. But it is the power of the CDFC to then create a single list, as it is called, meaning that the project that is listed number 1 should be attended to first. So for us, that is the first risk in terms of where corruption could possibly happen.
When it comes to actually choosing a project, we call a general meeting. Then people bring out ideas. Then we actually tabulate them. Then we prioritize. We take it to a vote. We say, what is the first and most important project of this? For example, we lined up a water, then we also put up a hospital, a school, a market. Now they say, no, first and foremost, we need water because water is life. So that's how we came up with water. we actually attributed that 7,000 people should benefit from the 3 water points that we are implementing from CDF.
The second risk that we've seen is on the contractual component. That calls for the need for integrity committees to be set up in these local authorities, but also for oversight entities such as the Anti-Corruption Commission to be involved in the processes. We are happy that in some constituencies there are officers from the Anti-Corruption Commission that have been involved in the contractual process, and we do hope that those can be strengthened.
We are monitoring our projects, so there's no corruption. It's corruption free. The contractor is free with us. They are telling us up-to-date information. So every person in the community knows how their money is being used.
We have schools being built. We are planning to buy desks. Also here at Magoy, we are also trying to buy earth-moving machines because we have a challenge of roads. People have the right to decide what they want to be done. Because when you decide on your own, if you make a mistake, you have no one to blame.
Decentralization has worked. CDF is with us. No doubt. It is here.
The secondary boarding schools and skills development bursaries aim to provide access for vulnerable learners to secondary boarding schools and skills training institutions offering technical education, vocational and entrepreneurship programs.
Ndakabweza ntamu chini ndakahwa mulumboyu akamboka kuti kuzwa chini ndamani hachikolo mu 2009 ndakakheddepo wanyina mala kuti ndinkeni simanene kwa kuchikolo kumpera ndakalipo munthu uwaya kusambala kumaketi ulimalima garden mbweno mbutwali kupona no akamboti wasika program ya CDF mumende yatupa mala kuti abantu bakheddepo babula chakuchita babacha kuchita so ndakabwera ntamu mumulumbo ine ndakaumwa awaso kambo ni course nje nditani fashion and design textile and technology so kuzwa njindi into akasika kunyina luyipo ndondo akaholojo mweta kuchekali ukwaniya kuchita kunyina umakana munchini so kusika wano ndirago haino peri wano nobati hena sumana na maningi anopepe denderago yakusuma isani jangu jamwana ma uniform abana turago yakusuma.
I heard about the CDF sponsorship within the community. A lot of women were talking about it. Wherever you meet people, they will say, have you heard about this thing that has come? It seems some of our children should be sponsored, especially the vulnerable, or those that are not able to pay for the school fees, especially in secondary schools, boarding secondary schools.
Daddy, kind of a pastor, so penangenzo taking a call my months, maybe 3 or 4 siva kala paid bueno so enzo kondo ngala ma difficulties kuti va paying for school fees younger.
Youth have benefited, their lives have changed. We have a lot of students that have gone under bursaries.
I thought it was something that could be like, maybe it involves being a friend of the councillor or the mayor, but nah, it's not something like that.
Anyone, regardless of whatever you are, anybody belonging to any political party, religious or so, anybody can apply and they will be helped.
Heavy equipment engineering is all about repairing these heavy equipment machines that mostly are used in the mines. There is a lot of job opportunities around Zambia, even around the world. I started without the CDF bursary. When my dad came to realize that there is no money, I was about to drop out from school. Since the CDF came in, I was very happy because I knew that I will continue doing my career, which I've been dreaming of, to become a heavy equipment engineer.
You just get the form, write your name, your details, everything that's supposed to be written there, just put it there. And then the acceptance, don't forget it, your results. It's not a scam. It's not about relation here. It's about what you want. If you know what you want, you go for it. You just apply. The next thing you know it, you'll be where you want to be. This CDF thing, it's helping me a lot right now. It's helping me a lot right now in many ways. People who saw me like I couldn't be anything today, they think I'm somebody. I'm more focused because when I'm in class, I won't be chased. They won't tell me that you haven't paid, so you won't write your exams. I'll be more focused. I will know that the next thing that I need to do is to study hard and get what I came here for.
I wouldn't like to have a child that fails to go into school. I managed to go to school and finish my Form 5 without any stoppages. So I wouldn't like any of my grandchildren to go through such a thing.
The thing that I've achieved from these funds is a skill, fabrication and welding, even bending metals itself, channels, whatsoever. That's a course about it. I'll try my level best to make desks for the schools, even to make the wheelchairs for the lame, to help the hospitals, to help everyone in the community so that they have this skill that I have also impacts the knowledge that I have into others. Everyone will have something to do with the skill they will attain.
When you're educated, we have reached this level, it won't be very hard for you to find a job.
It's very, very helpful, and it helps to uplift the lives of both the beneficiary and the guardians.
People might say that Zambia is an underdeveloped country, but if we put more effort in education, we can improve many things in our country.
The Empowerment Fund aims to prioritize the youths, women, people living with disability and other vulnerable persons in the community.
Anyone in Zambia, as long as is Zambian, can apply for CDF. As long as they form a group, they get registered, then they come to the council, we give them the forms, and then if they bring everything to the council, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, then it's done. Above 40 is a loan, 40 and below is a grant.
CDF ili free asawo noti kapena iwe ndio wachipani chiti kapena uli kuchipani chiti veve ukapita chapo katenga maforms ali onse sawa pankope kulibeso zopasa ndrama ili onse asolongi wechapo mtenga form mwaendo fillinga mwaendo chita submit muyambo embekeza mukaimbekeza sivikanga vichitika vamapasa ndrama.
In 2022 the community have really responded. In total I can say we had more than 800 applicants.
Ndolizi cooperative ili na abantu 51. Olo pamene tenzoyamba tenzouzana kuti vantu kwamene agula nkhumba ni kutali. Vamapita kumamizi venangu kwakathumba kuti na Mozambique vamangeni venda ufuna nkhumba. So ise tikamboveta nkhumba zambiri vazambogulira pafupi kusogolo na ise tingankhale kuti tapanga kachani kabucha kakuti tizigulisiramo nkhumba zauti zizithandiza muno mkatete district yathu. So tatipasa 30,000 ja tinagula ma bricks uchita monga tamangirako kaili muone uku kuli mabloko na malata tagulako malata tagulirapo na nkhumba zina.
Pa first tenzo tikali na ndrama zingono stenzo kwanisa nkhala kuna madrums ya salad, but after tatenga ndalama ya CDF tikwanisa nkhala na madrums 10 tukwanisa uchita supply salad situ short uchita supply salad pa town pa Katete hapa poso na senfla tukwanisa ogula ya mbili bamene barutitandiza bamene rutandiza nchito yamene yo gaya pa chigayo no wodesa ma salad ile niona zapita pasogoro kwambiri kozi mwamene na tambira apa tuona tizapita pasogoro tizachita vintu vikuru maningi mu community yake.
The new Dawn government introduced the inclusiveness of all people, even people living with disability. So we had the opportunity to be found among the CDF committee because we have one representative in every ward. We've received 40,000 kwacha. We make duvets, bed sheets, and other stuffs. We had very little capital, and we used to work by order. But now that we have the funds, we'll be able to buy our own materials and make whatever we want. When you put the money in good use, it's very beneficial.
From CDF, we received 20,000 kwacha. We bought about 500 chicks, including the feeders, drinkers. We just rented a small place to keep our chickens. The other money went for the other medications for the chicks, for the power that we are using at the poultry. That's how we spend the money that we receive. So far, we are selling them through the markets and the community. We want to expand where we can start now supplying to the boarding schools, the hospitals, and the nearby companies. Some of the group members, we have employed them, we have put them on a salary. At least we have something to keep us busy, to grow and to expect something for our livelihoods.
Kwena abantu abengi ngefufine bali nokutukweshamu nokwamba okufaya tufumemo bale twebata pali oko bakaya yo ishwe mpya mwamba nokulatura ku account ifyo mulepitamo yo kutaipisha ama papers chiteni shani impia sho mulerusa febeta mwashitira mwabana ne vyakulya baje afatu efa file tuwafuilisha kwena file tuwafuilisha munshire shingi tura saving ngafina village banking tura chita business okay yap sana market bambi baraoda kwesabi bambi baresha ko tomato imbarara beans onioni vantu nangu ndesungishana nka 5 kwacha pale pura 6 months nkesa kwata irwingi rwako batirukesa ngafa pali filofonde fo kuchita mkwai so chile nkoseresha mbele twachile mfa CDF atawe FIFA empowerment twaliendeleko twakona kuli ba DC twayayipusha baduleshe sana pali bana mayo na ba youth efe kwali nobukuya mukusenda ama papers twasa chitana apply kai twalisa munamo obusuma muli peanut yafuma 27,000 ifwe tatwalipire po umuntu uli wonsa ifwe cho twachitirefye kuyaya isusha fuma kwa timpia shikafikire mu account tapale otwa tutule dipilo yu nangu tulebosha nangu kube corruption takwali cha ishirefe gwino flabana tipasi over plate twashita ko embalala twashita ko ma empty bottles twashita ko na mapani twashita ko ne mbawula twashita ko na maspoon tuma kapu tonse cooking oil ngatwapuisha tufire twa tapukulangolonga namba mu mabottles twalonga na mayo alingiro kubo wakampuka na mayo alingiro kubo wachinchira so nangolo yaishire CDF itwali ipokerera ifuna maboko yanga yabidi.
The funds, they are very easy to obtain, and everyone, as long as they have formed a club, a cooperative, they have got a company where they can apply, it is very accessible.
The easiest place to go to for citizens is their constituency offices. But it is not the only place where people can go to get that information. People can go to their local authorities, and these are local councils. Local ward councillors are also very important in the CDF process.
Kushita apply CDF sivuta. Mufunika chape kuenda kukanso, mkaenda kukanso kuja mwenda kumafisezi kuja kupasani maforms. Mkatenga maforms yaja, bakushitani na guide pamene kuja kukanso wakuza na mochita apply. Muyembekeza chape 1 month, ndrama zijazinkhala late.
My hope is that we will reach a point where the focus of the development of this country is going to be informed by the needs and the choices of the most vulnerable of its citizens. Their education, their access to health, their access to roads, their access to medical care, and all these human rights that people are born with. If we prioritize the ones for the most vulnerable of our citizens, then I would be happy to say I'm proudly Zambian.
I want to become a doctor, and I'm willing to spend all those years in college in order to achieve my dreams.
My dreams for the future are to have a big workshop. I become a very strong contractor in the future years to come. That's my dream.
So what is needed is everyone to come on board and have a share in the national cake. As long as you can do a project, as long as you have a child to take to school, as long as you have my youth to do skills, I think everyone will be touched.
Opportunity in life only comes once. So if you know what you want, You have to get up on your feet. Go for it and apply.
This is the time to change our lives.
Thank you.